All right. So we're going to do just a little bit of review, and then I'm going to have you do a Desmos activity on your laptop. Okay. Okay. Well, I might be able to okay. So when we're talking about polar coordinates, you don't need to write all of this down, but r comma theta is going to be our polar coordinate, where theta is the angle of rotation and r is the distance along that ray from the pole. Okay, so if you recall back to last year, this is a polar grid where instead of rectangular coordinates, because we move in a rectangle, so instead of rectangular coordinates, we have concentric circles. Okay, so we're going to move along an angle. Okay, so if I wanted to graph 3 pi over 2, what we do this in pink. If I wanted to graph 3 pi over 2, then I would rotate here to pi over 2, but then I would move from the pole 1, 2, 3. So I know it says 3 and then pi over 2, but I think it's easier to rotate to the angle and then move out. Okay. Now, if we were going to graph B, 1 comma negative 3 pi over 4, or we're going to have to rotate in the negative direction and then move out 1. Okay, so I'm going to rotate this direction. Here's negative 3 pi over 4, right? And we're going to move out 1 circle for that coordinate. This is coming back. Okay. Dane, you okay? Yeah. Okay. Pick my third color here. What should I graph C in? Green sounds better than well, I don't think that will work. Okay, so now negative 2, 5 pi over 6. Here we have a negative r value, but a positive theta value. So here's 5 pi over 6 right here. But since the r is a negative 2, we need to move backwards 2. So along that angle, we're going to move backwards 2. You see that? Now, if I have a coordinate, this is my coordinate XY, right? Where I would go horizontally X. Okay. Well, you know, I'm going polar coordinates. We are going to rotate theta and move out R. Give me a relationship that you see in this triangle. X squared plus y squared equals r squared. Awesome. Give me another one. Okay. Sine theta equals y over r, which means r times sine of theta equals y. What else? Tangent theta equals y over x. One more. Not that I noticed. Okay. Oh, is it on the, I was looking on the floor. Okay, what's the other one? We have sine and cosine. Cosine. The cosine of theta equals x over r, which means r times cosine theta equals x. So I'm going to ask you to do some conversions. And anytime we do conversions, these are what we're going to use. Okay. For example, write down that we have the polar coordinate -2, 5 pi over 4. Okay. We just wrote down that the relationship with anything polar to rectangular, x is r cosine theta and y is r sine theta. So if I want my x coordinate, I can take r and theta and evaluate what x and y are. What's the cosine of 5 pi over 4? Okay, so we get radical 2. Right? Okay. What about the sine of 5 pi over 4? Also negative radical 2 over 2, so we get radical 2. So our xy coordinate is radical 2, radical 2. Okay. If we rotate to 5 pi over 4 and go backwards 2, we would be in the first quadrant. Hey, that's where this coordinate is. Good thing. Okay. All right, so let's go the other way. Write down that we have the rectangular coordinate -3, -3. Okay, so this is x, y. Well, we know that x squared plus y squared equals r squared. So what is r? Good. Okay. Now the last one we haven't used, we know that the tangent of theta is y over x, or the tangent of theta is 1. Now there's two different places where the tangent of theta is 1. One of them is pi over 4 and one of them is 5 pi over 4. Which one makes sense in regards to this original coordinate? We need to make sure that our angle matches the quadrant. Okay, so r comma theta is 3 radical 2 comma 5 pi over 4. Okay, I want you to get out your laptops. You two are going to share? Okay, and you two are going to share? You and Grace? Okay. Okay, so what I'm gonna have you do, we graphed circles, limaçons, and roses last year, and I want you to kind of remember that, okay? So keep your notebook out because you may need to like make some notes to yourself. I'm also, there's 2 examples that I'm gonna do up here, and we'll talk about at the very end, okay? But I'm gonna go ahead and give you, here is where you need to go, student.desmos.com, and then HWKGSD is the code you need to type in. What are you doing?
He made a jellyfish.
He made a jellyfish, or he found somebody that made a jellyfish?
No, I made it. I was grinding on a break.
You did not make that.
I westerned it. Which? Sign in.
You don't need to sign in. What are you doing? There should be no video.